It's Friday. We're gonna talk about what's sold. Yeah, it's Friday. I hope you sold something too. Yes, I really, really do. It's Friday.
Hello, I am back and it is Friday. So we're going to talk about some things that sold this week, and I had great sales this week. So as you know, I'm going to tell you what the item is, how much it cost, how much it sold for, and then finally how much the net profit is after we back out the fees. Oh, and then also how long it took for that to sell. And that's to help us all decide if these are things that we want to look for our online stores. So I got a lot this week, so let's go. First thing is a Cutco. This is the Homemaker Set knife block. I got it for $4.78. It sold for $28. Sorry, I gotta switch something here. Okay, sold it for $28, and that gave me $17.24, and it took just 2 weeks to sell. Alrighty, now next up, this is a great little tool pouch, brand new, by Husky. I paid $1.85 for it. Sold for $25, and that gave me $18.99, and it just took a week for that to sell. And this I actually got at the same sale as the Husky pouch. This is an Alpec Team portable laser pointer. I got it for $1.85, and it sold for $25, giving me again $18.99. And that one actually I listed sooner, and that one took 3 weeks to sell. But how interesting that they sold on the same day, since I bought them on the same day. Anyway, next up here is this. I'm not buying these again. I bought, I think 3 or 4 of them at the same time for $2 each. What this is, it's a silicone mat with little dividers in it, so you can work on projects that have tiny pieces. So you can divide them all up, and it's magnetic, so that it'll hold the little tiny screws for you and everything. Anyway, I got it for $2. It sold for $17, and that gave me $11.48, and it took 9 months for that to sell. And that's the last one I have. So at least I made money on it, right? I didn't lose anything. So, and I learned, which is always good. All right, now this beautiful box, this was actually a green onyx stone box with little lion feet. Gorgeous. The hinge on it was kind of messed up. My hero made it work. He did, it's not perfect, but I disclosed all of that in the listing. So anyway, I picked it up for just $4. I was tempted to keep it, but instead I sold it for $70, and that gave me $55.59, and that only took a month to sell. Well, that was a good one. Okay, now back onto the yarn train. If you might remember, I bought a ton of yarn a while back. This was a little bundle of, the brand is called Ba Manhattan, and they were fine worsted merino wool, 2 different colors, 6 hanks. Got it for just $4. Sold for $115, if you can believe that. And that gave me $94.93, and it only took 4 months for that to sell. So I will definitely be checking out Fancy Yarns when I see them again. All right, now here is a kids comfort hoodie. It's their classic pullover hoodie, brand new. Got it for $5, sold for $30, and that gave me $20 even, and it just took 3 weeks for that one to go. Okay, this was a fun thing. This is a vintage Jubilee programmable musical car horn. If you're my age or older, you might remember people had these. They were fun. But this was, brand new. I couldn't believe it. Found it in a garage at an estate sale for just $5. Sold it for $45, and that gave me $32.59, and that only took 3 weeks to sell. Things were going fast right around now. All right, now this is a set. Is it a set? It's not a pair. Is it a pair of coveralls? A set of coveralls? Let me know. I don't know why that's ruining my brain right now, but these are Dickies short sleeve coveralls, brand new. They're 44 tall, which is the tall stuff and the plus size kind of things. They sell great online. So anyway, I got these for just $3. They sold for $39, giving me $29.82, and it just took a week for those to go. Okay, now the first of the Schaefer vests. You may recall I bought a pile of Schaefer wool Western style vests. I want to say I got 8 of them, but they were $9 each. This was the plain black one, no pattern on it. That one sold for $45.43, and that gave me $29.22, and it took 3 weeks for that to sell. All right, back on track. Let's see. Oh, this is cute. These were wood pieces with little pokers on them. So you stick them into a pumpkin for this time of year for Thanksgiving. Makes a turkey. And I got this for $1. It sold for $23, and that gave me $17.70, and it only took a month for that to go. Alrighty, now we have this is a set of 6 Williams and Sonoma, not Anderson, Williams Sonoma salad plates, 6 of them. Got them for $6.50. They sold for $61. That gave me $44.23, and it only took a week for those to go. I would imagine somebody probably needs them for their holidays. Doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. I listed it, they bought it. That's what matters. Okay, now we have a duvet cover by the company store, brand new in the package. I did pay up for this a little bit here at $21, and that sold for $78, giving me $44.30, and it took 7 months for that to go. Alrighty, now we have some bows. These are the AE2 wired earmuff style headphones. When I bought these, I bought them for $5.50, and I wasn't thinking about how they were wired, and most things now are Bluetooth, but these are perfect for taking on the airplane. So I was sure to put that in my listing because it's a universal jack in there and the airplane right up there on the arm for you. And they really are noise canceling. I did test these out, and I was impressed with that. So anyway, they sold for $31, and that gave me $20.37, and just a week for that. Okay, now a brand new Pendleton plush blanket. I got this for $10.50 last year. Let's see, I got it. Oh yeah, I bought it at the end of the year when they went on clearance at the Costco, and I listed it in February. So almost a year for this one to sell. I paid $10.50 for it. It sold for $33, and that gave me $16.64 on that one. I was tempted to keep that one too, but I did not. Anyway, this week's Hestra gloves is this beautiful pair of natural gray sheepskin, beautiful men's gloves, size 9. Got them for $13. They sold for $95, and that gave me $68.75, and it was 2.5 months that those have been listed. So my stock of Hestra gloves is getting smaller. I can't wait to go to that sale again next year. It was fun to go, and it's been real fun selling them. So keep your eye out for the Hestra gloves. Okay. Oh, these are funny. You might remember seeing these in a video, but I got these at a yard sale. What they are is they're from the 70s, and they're naughty frogs, little ceramic frogs about that big, and they are anatomically correct when you flip them over. But it used to be the fad to give these as a wedding present to promote fertility for the bride and groom. So I got these for $1. They sold for $30, giving me $24.19, and it only took 4 days for those to sell. And I remembered when they sold that the lady told me, "Oh, I have like 10 pair of those," and I was like, "Whoa, where? I'll buy them all." And her husband then said, "Oh, I sold them to somebody else." So I only got the one, but I will definitely pick up these frogs again if I see them. All right, now this week's flatware. This is a good one. It's a really good one. These are, well, it was a 115-piece set. So I had service for 11 with bonus pieces. There were iced tea spoons, cocktail forks. Each place setting had its own little personal butter knife, and it was in near perfect condition. It's Oneida, and the pattern is called Raphael, and there's 2 incantations of the Raphael pattern. This one was from early 70s, and then they changed it in the 80s. So I was pleased as punch that this one really sold well for me. I got the whole set for $5, and it sold for $300, giving me $253.99, and it only took 3 weeks to sell. If I ever see this again, I'm definitely picking it up. And I had never seen it before. I was not familiar with that pattern, so that was a great experience all around. I got to learn about the Raphael. Alrighty, now this one, Schaefer vest, this next one here, it's a beautiful red with leather trim. Again, I got it for $90. It sold for $65, giving me $46.75, and just a month on that one. I kind of feel like somebody's getting this to wear for their holiday stuff, that pretty red. Anyway, maybe I shouldn't share with you the thoughts that I have about all these things, but that's the thought I had on that one. Anyway, next up is a beautiful flamingo ornament. Now, it was a clear glass orb, and inside of it was a blown glass flamingo standing on one leg, and it came with the stand, so I sold it with the stand as well. Got it for $3. It sold for $25, and that gave me $17.44 and just 2 months on that little flamingo. Ooh, this is a pair of tiniest little glasses you've ever seen in your life. I am not sure if they were gold filled, if they were gold at all. I did put on there that they were gold tone metal wire rim glasses with the curved earpiece. I got these for just 93 cents. Was that right? Yeah, 93 cents. They sold for 40, and that gave me $32.96, and those took 9 months to sell. That was a good one. Alrighty, 2 pair of Levi's. Picked up these. They're the men's Levi's 513, both the same size, so I listed them together. I got the 2 pair for $10, and they sold for 40, giving me the $23.49, and it only took 11 days for those to go. Oh, this is a beautiful Jessica McClintock bridal gown. I don't even know how nobody else bought it. I bought this on the second day at an estate sale. It was in the back of a closet. I felt real special that I said, "Ooh, let me see what that is." And it was Jessica McClintock. I got it for $15, sold for $115, and that gave me $83.22, and it took 8 months to sell. All right, now here is a set of 3 slag glass small light fixture covers. You know, like this maybe would go on a vanity light, something like that, or maybe a ceiling fan. It would also fit on there. Anyway, I got them for $6.50. They sold for $44, and that gave me $29.44, and it took 6 months for those to sell. Okay, now a pair of shoes. These, oh, my thing's not working. Hold on, I'm coming. Oh my gosh, everything just got messed up. Hold on just a sec. Technical. Okay, pair of shoes. This is a pair of short booties by Kickers, and I got these for $5.26. They sold for $63, and that gave me $48.25, and those only took 3 months to sell. And you know, it's funny, I picked them up on style alone, didn't know anything about the brand. I had gotten 2 pair of Kickers. The other one was hair on hide, which I knew that was going to be good because who doesn't like hair on hide? I don't know. But yeah, I was pleased that this one sold for good money too, without hair on the hide. Okay, now here is a beautiful light. This is a hanging swag light, smoked glass globe. It was very pretty. Actually, I got this one for $9.23. Sold for $140, giving me $109.97, and 4 months on that one. I knew that one was going to be good. I love this stuff like that. All right, now here is a St. Andrews. This is a souvenir from their gift shop. It's a golf towel and 3-ball set in a little pouch. Never been used. They're in perfect shape there. I got them for $3.24. Sold for $21, and that gave me $14.13, and just a week on that one. I imagine that might be a holiday gift too. All right, I guess we could say that about all of them, huh? This time of year, but anyway. This clock is gorgeous. I bought it kind of on a risk because there was no key with it, but I have a stash of clock keys. None of them worked. Couldn't get anything I think we did hear it ticking at one point, but I couldn't validly say that it was in working condition. So I sold it for parts only. I paid $10 for it, sold for $102, and that's just for parts only. And that gave me $76.40, and it took 10 days for that to sell. These Schatz clocks are, they're just really great, especially if you have something that's nautical, any kind of ships. This was the Royal Mariner 7-jewel ship's clock is what this one was. Any of the nautical clocks are probably going to do really well for you, even if it is just for parts. They're just beautiful. They're heavy brass. They have a beveled glass on the front. So if you see something like this, and it doesn't have to be in the wood stand either. This can be used without or whatever. And sometimes they look like ship's wheels. Just keep your eye out for the nautical clocks. They're great. There's a lot of different brands. I sold a Seth Thomas nautical clock once for, I want to say like $300. So if you see a nautical clock, check it out. I promise. Okay, going back down to the clothing section here. This is a Garnet Hill organic linen tank top that I picked up for $1. Sold for $27, giving me $22.58, and it took 6 months for that to sell. I like it when stuff is 100% linen, organic linen. That's usually great. Okay, and back to the Cutco section. Sold a knife. This is the knife that I did the experiment on, where I purchased the knife for $1, but it was wrecked, and it was an old model. So I shipped it off to Cutco for their guarantee. They replaced it with a brand new one because the one that I sent was so old it was unrepairable. So they replaced it with a brand new knife and sent it back to me. So the whole experience did cost me $18 between the dollar I spent for it, shipping it out, and then you as the customer, you do have to pay the shipping back when you use this, their warranty. You have to pay for the shipping. So I'm in it for $18. Still worked out okay for me. I sold it for $88, and that gave me $57.46, and it just took a month to sell. And I want to say that the process of sending it out and getting it back, it was less than 2 weeks to get that whole thing done. So I would definitely, yes, I would do that again. I would. And I met a lady at an estate sale, and she said she does it all the time. She buys tons of knives, sends them in, they send them back, and it's always worked well for her. So I don't know. I don't know if that's definitive proof that this is a good thing, but if you have an older one, send it in. Have them fix it up or replace it. It's a good thing. Okay, so next up here is it's a vintage brass rocking horse music box by Inesco. I got this one for $2. It sold for $19, giving me $13.43, and it took 8 months for that to go. Okay, oh, this was fun. This is a long time ago. It was last March. I went to the estate sale of a lady who, she used to be a music teacher, and she had so many musical instruments, and I bought every single recorder, every single guitar, everything she had, including this rain stick. It's made out of cactus, and it's a rain stick. I got it for just $2, and it sold for $25, and that gave me $18.44, and it did take 18 months to sell. That's one of the last pieces I have from her. I have one recorder as well. I know that. Maybe something else too, but that whole deal worked out really well for me. If you do see recorders, we're not talking about the basic ones, but the ones that were made in Europe, if they're wood, there's some really good brands. Just give them a shot. Check them out if you see them. Okay, moving on. Let's see here. Oh, this is fun. A while back, a friend of mine, they were cleaning out, attic house, whatever, and they found all these tapestries. So she gave them to me. This is a huge one with, you can see there's a buck in the middle, there's a doe, and then there's their little baby. They're drinking out of the river. But this one was really big. I want to say it was like 56 inches by 60 inches. And so I got it for free, sold for $50, which is great. And that gave me $41.68, and it took 7 months to sell. And I think I still have 4 more of these, so hopefully this will get the ball rolling on those. Ooh, this is from the Great Tupperware Experiment, where I purchased a bunch of brand new Tupperware from a sale. And this was one of the things. I got a bag full of these scoops. So each scoop ended up costing me 83 cents. This one sold for full price at $7.99, and that gave me $6.31, and it took 15 months to sell. So I'm probably not going to pick up these scoops again, but I still have some. If you need a scoop, let me know. Let me know. All right, now switching gears to this is a really big hook. It's like this big for your coats or purses or whatever. But I paid $4 for it. It is metal. It's very nice. I sold it for $25, and that gave me $16.44, and it took 11 months for that to sell. Okay, and now a pair of Serengeti driver's sunglasses with amber lenses. These, Serengeti usually does really well for me, but this pair just did not. I purchased this in September of 2023, and they were about to be ejected from the inventory, but I decided I'm just going to lower the price, and it worked. So I did pay $10.75 for these. They sold for $30, and that gave me $14.44, and it took 2 years and 2 months for those to sell. So maybe it was just the style. I'm not quite sure, but Serengeti is a very expensive glasses brand. Okay, moving on here to oh, this is cute. It's a bank about this big, and you put your coin in the top, and it has this, well, it's like a mirrored kind of thing. Anyway, when you put it in, then it looks like your coin got really tiny. It's called the micro bank. Magic Micro Bank is what it's called. And it's by Tenyo. I got it for 50 cents and it sold for 30, giving me $24.69, and it took a month for that to sell. I hope somebody has fun with that. That's pretty cute. Okay, let's move on over to the Poshmark. Yay, I actually sold some things on Poshmark. This is a cool vest, men's vest. I got it for $1. Sold for $24, and that gave me $18.20, and it only took a week for that to go. And then our final item is a Peruvian Connection sweater. It was beautiful. I got that for $1.88. It sold for $42, and that gave me $31.72, and it took 2 months for that to sell. So that is it. That is all we're going to talk about today. Tell me in the comments down below, what was your best sale for the week? I want to hear about you. So please do that, or maybe just let me know what the favorite thing is that I talked about today. So, gosh, it is a beautiful weekend here in Colorado. And yeah, I'm going to get out and get some sourcing done. And I will see you on Monday with a brand new video. I think you're going to like it. So come back and watch it. Have a good weekend. Go find something good.